Hello and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer this evening, Logan Landers, and it's Wednesday. It's NFL Draft Prospect Day. We're talking about Alim McNeil, the young defensive tackle coming out of NC State representing the Wolfpack. And joining me, as always, on Wednesdays. I can't do this by myself. I'm just here to give you the three teams he's going to head to. I'm giving you the man who's going to give you the grade reports, compare him to some of the legends of the past. 901 represent in the house tonight, Mr. Football, the football encyclopedia even, Mr. Football Vince Turner. How you doing tonight, Vince?
How you doing, sir? Representing Phi Beta Sigma, fraternity I pledged back in 1980 at the University of Arkansas. Let me get them some love tonight. January 7, 1914, Howard University. Everybody knows what I mean by that if you're blue and white. No disrespect to you, Logan.
Hey, all good, man. We got to represent everybody out here. And, of course, hey, if you guys want to represent 100 Yards of Football, you can just tune into us live on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. We do live videos every Monday, every Wednesday. We got NFL draft prospects every single week, man. We've been doing this for a while now. Go check out all the other great profiles we've done. We've basically done almost everybody in the draft. It feels like we've covered a lot of guys. Also, go check out our amazing Legends interviews with former Atlanta Falcon Bobby Butler. All the other great interviews we've had. We've had Brad Lester come on the show this week, former running back for Auburn. So we got a lot of great guests that have came on. We had Daniel Kelly, former NFL draft scout for the New York Jets, come on this morning, talk about Zach Wilson. So that's just this week. And just, go back on our archive, check out all the other videos we've done, and you won't be shocked, man. We've had a lot of good guests on. We've had a lot of good videos. So go check out some of our previous videos as well. And also you can listen to our podcast, which is available on Spotify, Apple, or anywhere you listen to your podcast on any platform. You can listen to us while you're on your way to work, doing some work, doing some laundry, going to work, man, doing some good stuff in the yard. We are here for you, and we got some great content. And we upload that almost every single day. It might just depend on how we're feeling. And also you can go check out our Instagram as well. We have clips of every single live show for your quick viewing on Instagram as well. So, Vincent, let's get right into this one, man. You are the draft expert, the draft encyclopedia even. Let's talk about Alim McNeil. What do you like about this young man out of North Carolina State?
Well, Logan, what I'm going to tell you that I really don't understand, we look at the defensive lineman class here in the 2021 NFL draft, and a lot of people talk about Christian Barmore. A lot of people talk about Devonian Nix out of Iowa. Mr. Barmore out of Alabama, but I'm surprised this young man is not mentioned as a first-round talent. A very athletic guy. What I like about him in high school, he played running back and inside linebacker. Got up to North Carolina State, put on some weight, really didn't lose the athletic ability and became dominant. Now look where he went to. He went to North Carolina State, has had some success over the years producing D linemen. Mario Williams, who was a first-round pick in 2006. Tank Tyler, John McCargo, Ray Agnew, back in the day, Dennis Byrd. I mean, super football players, Rod Carpenter. So North Carolina State has had some great D linemen. But what I like about this young man, athletic, and he always seems to be in the backfield. Excellent along the line of scrimmage. Able to shoot the two gap. Very quick, very strong. Everything you like about a nose tackle that can move at that level, at that size, 6'2", 215. I love the young man. As I just told you a few seconds ago, I don't know why he doesn't have a first-round grade. And when you look at him and his ability, let's take a look at his athletic ability. Watch this, Logan. Look at the explosion right here. Look at the explosion right here. Look at the explosion. We call that daddy, putting in the homework. Look at the explosion right here. Look how he handles the lineman inside. Look at that right there. Daddy, taking home the bacon, the mama. And when you look at that type of getting in the backfield type of effort there, he takes you back to the guy that played at Miami, Warren Sapp. When he was at that level, like he was always in the backfield. A guy, when I went to the University of Arkansas, he played for Texas named Kenneth Sims. Then another guy that went to my school when I was a freshman, I saw this guy come down the hill, Logan. He looked like he had a chest. His chest was bigger than me and your head, Mr. Dan Hampton. Who went on a Super Bowl ring with the Chicago Bears, excellent inside player. Michael Carter with SMU. Robert Cadinci when he was good on Miss. Marcus Stout, you should like him when he was at the University of Georgia. Shelton Rankins, who played some good seasons with the New Orleans Saints, with the Louisville Cardinals. Jimmy Jones when he was at the University of Miami. Ron Simmons when he played with the great Bobby Butler, who's a part of our show at Florida State. Then my man, Mr. Oh my God, Glenn Collins, who's one of the best to do it in Mississippi State. And then Cedric Ellis at SC, and then Lester Williams in Miami. Look at the guy's film right here. He's always penetrating and getting in the backfield. And then look at his production, 78 tackles in 3 seasons. But Logan, if you want to know him getting in the backfield, 17 tackles for losses at the middle guard position, 10 sacks, Logan. So that's telling me, as I just got through calling him, I'm going to call him Daddy McNeil tonight. Daddy McNeil. This is a very good football player, and I don't understand why he doesn't have a first-round talent.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I'm not sure why he doesn't either. I mean, we saw the footage there, Vince. He's an absolute monster on the field, and it might just be where he's playing at with the North Carolina State. That might be his only downfall. You know, if he was at a bigger school, like an SEC school, like say if he was at a Georgia and Alabama, Clemson, even the ACC, I think this guy definitely could be a first-round talent, and I don't see why he's not getting as much love like we're giving him here on the show tonight, because he's got all the tools. Like I said, we just saw all the footage that he's got. So I don't see why some scouts are just kind of brushing this guy over, even though he's got all the tools in his toolbox to be a productive player at the next level. We saw what he did for the Wolfpack, and now we're ready to see what he's going to do in the NFL. So, Vince, let me put my 3 teams where I think could really get a steal with Mr. Alim McNeil. So my 3 teams I think this young man's going to be headed to. First off, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they could swoop in and get him as a late-round steal. Now, we already know how explosive that Buccaneers defense is. We all watched the Super Bowl. We saw that they dominated Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs offense. Do you imagine if you can get this guy, get him some seasoning under his belt, learned under some of the greats on that Tampa Bay line and under that Tampa Bay defense? Ooh-wee. That man could be a superstar in a few years. Give him some time. The second team I have is the Denver Broncos, who have been in a rebuild for a couple of seasons now since they got that Super Bowl, seemingly. They need some help on the defensive side of the ball. They need some help on the offensive side of the ball. They're in a little bit of a rut the past couple of years. But if you can go ahead and get you a good anchor, he can learn under Mr. Von Miller, of course, one of the best to ever do it on the field, best Broncos to ever do it. That would be a great fit. I think you could really learn under his tutelage, and I think that he could really develop into a great player. And finally, my third team, who I think this young man could be a deadly 1-2 combo with if the time happened, if the time is right, the Chicago Bears. Khalil Mack needs him some help over there, man. They got a decent program with the Bears. They seem that they're right there. They still got to get their quarterback situation figured out, it looks like. But they're not too many pieces away from a good playoff push, I think. If you can really bunker down and get you a good defensive tackle like Mr. Alim McNeil, I think that would be a great combo to have with Khalil Mack, man. That would be a dangerous on the line. I think that would be a tremendous fit. And like I said, those are my 3 teams who I think he could head for. Go to the Buccaneers, be a late-round pick, man, and they could swoop in, and he could be a great player. Go to the Broncos, get some Von Miller in you, and, man, he could be great. And finally, the Chicago Bears with Khalil Mack. Give it 2 or 3 years, and we'll see how this could be looking in the future. But I think that Alim McNeil has all the talent in the world to be a world-class defensive tackle in the National Football League. And if you think that he's going to head to those 3 teams, let us know. And if you think he's going to head to another team, please let us know in the comments as well. We have a comment here from Mr. Michelangelo Catterson. He's saying that Robert Mvici unfortunately didn't work out for his team. We drafted him, though, and he had high hopes. Didn't work out. And he's also saying good evening to us as well. He is a Cardinals fan, I can see there, with his flag going. So, hey, hopefully the Cardinals, they might be able to swoop this guy in as well. That could be another team. They already got a lot of – they've been the offseason winners for me in terms of free agency and who they've been able to scoop up. But if you can get Alim McNeil in the draft, that would be a good fit as well. So, Vince, give me your final thoughts on this man representing the Wolfpack out of North Carolina State.
When I think of Mr. McNeil, I'm going to throw 2 more names in there. One, Glenn Dorsey, who was an outstanding defensive tackle at LSU, first-round pick back in the 2008 draft. But if you want to compare Mr. McNeil to anybody, I'm not saying so much from an athletic standpoint because I think this young man has great talent. Think about a young man I believe came in the 2016 draft. He was a 5th-round pick out of Clemson. I think right now you can say he's one of the top 5 defensive tackles in the game. Everybody was saying how better this guy was than he was a 5th-round pick here local in the Metro Atlanta area. And I think now we wouldn't trade him for anything. The Falcons Nation, that's Grady Jarrett. I think Mr. McNeil has a chance to be on that level of Grady Jarrett, not being rated high, but this guy's got the measurable 6'2", 315, athletic. Think about this to our fans out there. He played running back and inside linebacker in high school. Got to North Carolina State, added some weight, and they moved him to the D-line, and his quickness didn't leave at all. So my final words this evening to Mr. McNeil. It's like the great singer that passed away. He was one of my favorite entertainers. When I was in college from 78 to 81, I went to see him in concert 3 times. His name was Rick James out of Buffalo, New York, and he had a song called Ghetto Life. Mr. McNeil is going to be back that life in 2021 in the NFL draft. Thank you and God bless.
Hey, don't sleep on Mr. McNeil now, man. I think this guy is a sleeper pick. Like we said, he's got all of the tools to be a first-round talent. But whatever team gets him, they're going to get a star in the making. I think he's got all the tools right there. Just get him a couple of years and seasoning in the NFL, and we'll see how this young man can do. Well, hey, if you guys have enjoyed this video here tonight, first off, thank you so much for watching and commenting. Mr. Michelangelo Catterson, as always, thank you. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. We have live draft videos, legends interviews, anything you can think of that's football related. It is on this channel. Go check out our podcast as well. Go look for us on Spotify. Just type in 100 Yards of Football. You'll see our logo right there on the 50-yard line. You can view all of our previous draft profiles we've done this year, the previous years even. We've got some older ones up there. See how they did this past 2020 NFL season. Also, go check out our amazing Legends interviews hosted by none other than Florida State alum and Atlanta Falcons great Bobby Butler. We got also one of the top high school coaches in the nation, and not just in Georgia, but in the U.S. and Kevin the Bull Jones. He's got a video coming up in just a little bit. And for our entire team here, Coach Brian Spencer as well, coming in with the basketball occasionally as well. And hey, we also have a plethora of guests that come on the show and who got a lot of great knowledge talking about the game of football that we love so much. So thank you, everyone, for watching us. We are live, like I said, on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch. Check out our podcast on Spotify and Apple. And, hey, it is the man representing the 901, Mr. Football, Vincent Turner. Thank you so much for coming on the show and talking about Alim McNeil out of NC State. I've been your producer this evening, Logan Landers. We'll be talking to you guys in just a little bit right here on 100 Yards.